It is hard to explain because there was nothing major that was different, but it's just a matter of attitude, a matter of confidence, and I was just satisfied with what she was delivering, you know? I thought that she was not overdoing it like some of the other candidates who did very well during preliminaries. At this point during finals, they were just overkilling it. Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special video because we're gonna be talking about Beatrice Luigi Gomez's entire performance, so the full performance during Miss Universe 2021. I know that a lot of us are happy, we are celebrating, we are so proud of Bea for the amazing and really, to a certain extent, unexpected performance that she delivered during Miss Universe 2021. And for that particular reason, I wanted to sit down and have a little chat with you guys about everything that happened from the preliminary competition up until the moment that she made it to the top 5 and did her Q&A segment. I normally like to make this type of videos. I've done it for Catriona, I've done it for Pia, I've done it for Rabia, just because I like to look back at the entire performance and see which elements worked well for the candidate and which other needed a little bit more polishing. So for today's video, I will be using different medias to support visually my comments and my arguments, but you can expect for me to cover the preliminary competition performance as well as the final performance. As usual, the only thing that I'm gonna ask from you is that if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section if you agree with my comments, my feedback, and everything that we will mention during this video. Alright my friends, so without further ado, let's get into today's video. I really hope that you enjoy it. Be strong. Okay everyone, so to get this started, we have to cover the pageant from the very beginning, and that was with the opening number of the preliminary competition. To be quite honest, my first impression of Beatrice as she came out to scream Philippines was that she looked extremely happy, extremely confident, and very calm. That was already a very good indicator for me that she was going to deliver, you know, something good during the preliminary competition. I even was watching the event live and I had to screen record. I posted it immediately on my Instagram because I thought, okay, something good is about to happen. This was also the same outfit that was used later on during finals for the announcement of the top 16. Honestly, the girls looked so beautiful. It was flattering to their bodies, and I thought that the little shoulder piece was just a little touch of perfection. Later on during the swimsuit presentation, Bea really delivered a performance that at first, if I'm being honest, it had me a little worried, and I'm gonna tell you precisely why. First of all, Bea has a very soft, calm, delicate energy when it comes to the way that she presents herself on stage, and you need to take into consideration that Bea is within one of the most powerful groups of the entire competition, which is the P group. There we had Paraguay, we have Panama, we had Philippines, we had Portugal, we had Puerto Rico. So she was surrounded by girls who were doing the absolute most. On the spot, as you watch Bea's performance, I thought to myself that she was underperforming a little bit, but only in comparison to the people who came before and after her. I thought that Bea was perhaps neglecting a little bit, you know, like the facial expressions, or being a little bit more expressive on stage when it comes to the movement or to the transitions. So right after this presentation, I was happy with her performance, but I didn't know if this was what the judges were looking for or if the level of energy was up to the part. Later on during the night, we had access, of course, to the evening gown presentation, and I thought that Beatrice looked beautiful when it comes to her gown. I thought that choosing a red gown was a very clever option because red is a statement color. I mean, honestly, makes you think of passion, makes you think of love, makes you think of very intense things, and that's perhaps what you need to portray on this type of events. However, Bea came out once again with a lot of confidence, you know, very calm, very soft, and I was getting worried at this point because although I didn't think that she was doing anything wrong, I thought to myself, compared to other candidates that are doing so many different things, I thought to myself, you know, I don't know if this is going to be enough to crack a top 10 or to crack a top 5. I knew that for sure she was gonna be within the top 16 because, I mean, compared to pretty much everyone else, Bea was doing very well. I was just concerned for those, you know, few runner-ups and the people who were considered to be fan favorites at that moment. Going with this type of gown in particular, it was very reminiscent of her performance during Miss Universe Philippines, and if you recall that gown that she wore during the preliminary competition as well during MUP, it was very similar. So I thought that it was kind of a safe bet And at this point, all of these things were starting to kind of come together for me, and I thought at some point, you know, maybe Bea might be in trouble. I don't know. By the end of the preliminary competition, I was feeling kind of hesitant. Deep within myself, I thought that she did well. Like, she didn't have any missteps. She didn't do anything wrong. She did connect with the judges and the audience. However, she was not doing as much as the other candidates. And for me, this was kind of unsettling because I thought, if the judges are looking for someone subtle, for someone delicate, for someone who is portraying more of a soft side, then she's going to be the perfect candidate. But if they are looking for someone else, like more of the fierce side, more of the glamazon, more of the woman who is out there and aggressive with her movement, then she is not gonna make it. However, there was a clear shift, and I know that this is not related necessarily to the competition, but this was during national costume. I do believe that something really changed in Bea during national costume. First of all, the costume that the Philippines brought this year to Miss Universe was amazing. If you watch my review of Natcos this year, she was my absolute top pick for it, my number one. I thought that everything from the detail to the storytelling, the selection of colors to the styling, everything was on point for the national costume. And you could tell that at this point during the competition, Beatrice was feeling a little bit more confident. She was smiling, she was really carrying herself in a more fun way, although the national costume seemed to be a little bit difficult to move in, and those heels that she was wearing, I mean, girl, the struggle. I honestly thought that she was gonna win the category for the best national costume, although that went to Nigeria, which by the way was also designed by a Filipino designer, so I guess that it all goes back to the Philippines in the end. But I was shocked that she didn't win the national costume competition. Now, when we're getting a little bit more into finals, so I want you to keep this in mind, right? The mindset that I had at this point in time. Preliminary competition, I liked her performance, but I was unsure if this is what the judges were looking for. National costume, I was amazed by her. I knew as well that she was in good terms with the organization because of how much she was being portrayed on social media, how much she was bonding with the girls. You know, she was being reposted on pretty much everyone's stories, everyone's posts. So I knew that Bea was doing well on that level. So going into the finals, let's start by talking about the top 16 announcement. Already this was kind of like a huge weight just like lifted off my shoulders, because this was the biggest fear for the Philippines this year, and it was to not make the top 16. Everything that came afterwards, honestly, it was kind of a gift from God, just like God sent, because I thought that this was the biggest challenge, to be honest. This will be the determining factor of whether Bea was what the judges were looking for or she wasn't. And clearly when her name was called, I felt like I could just finally breathe, like and automatically after being announced that she made the top 16, then we move on to the swimsuit presentation for the finals, as well as the evening gown presentation for finals. And first of all, and what I like to point out at this point is that Beatrice did not change drastically what she did during preliminaries. However, it was all about the attitude. From the moment that she came on stage, you could just see it on her face, her eyes, her looks, that she was there to conquer. It is hard to explain because there was nothing major that was different, but it's just a matter of attitude, a matter of confidence, and I was just satisfied with what she was delivering, you know? I thought that she was not overdoing it like some of the other candidates who did very well during preliminaries. At this point during finals, they were just overkilling it. I thought that Bea just really adjusted her level of energy and her level of connecting with the judges in order to adapt it to her strategy. I thought that their swimsuit presentation was very effective. No crazy twirls, no crazy hair flips, nothing extravagant, just very polished, very soft, still effective. Moving on to the evening gown, I really thought that at this point in the competition, Bea was honestly just enjoying herself, and you could tell the way that she was smiling, the way that she was, you know, transitioning even with her facial expressions, which is something that most of us, you know, were talking about during preliminaries. We were like, she did not change too much her face. Well, now she did during the finals, and I think like all of this aura that she was exuding at this point, and this is because I think she knew that she had secured a spot within the top 10, so at this point she was much more relaxed, much more on her element, and really just showcasing herself as she is. You know, I feel like that's the beauty of her strategy, is that she never really tried to be someone else, and I think that that really translated through the screen during finals. Now, moving on to top 5, we had the Q&A segment, and this is when Beatrice was asked about the importance of having a vaccine passport. This particular question was the most difficult one out of the questions that were asked to the contestants, because it is to a certain extent a political question, and when you have this in mind, you have to be very careful not only of how you answer the question, but also of who is watching, right? Because you need to appeal to your audience, you need to appeal to the judges at the same time, and not say anything that will go against the organization or against the beliefs of your fellow countrymen. You don't want to polarize the opinions at this point. So I feel like Bea did a good job when it comes to really going through the question and answering it properly without necessarily getting in trouble. She stayed politically correct. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And although the delivery was not super smooth, because obviously, I mean, she was looking for the answers and trying to, you know, come up with something that wouldn't really offend anyone, I feel like this is where the performance lacked a little bit more when it comes to make everything sound smooth and coordinated. But I think that it's really undeniable that Beatrice went above and beyond during finals, and she exceeded pretty much everyone's expectations. Quite frankly, I was always hoping for the best for Beatrice. Right after preliminaries, I was a little scared, and that is the reason why when I made my final 16 predictions for Miss Universe, I put her on number 9 on my list, because I thought at this point everything will depend on how she performs during finals. Based on the performance of preliminaries, I thought, you know, she can easily make it into the top 10 because she is safe, she did well. But if she is able to excel during finals, I feel like she will be able to move on. If she doesn't, if she delivers the same thing that she did during prelims, she might stay, you know, more within the ranking of 10 to number 5. I don't know about you, if you saw it coming or not, but as soon as I saw how well Bea was performing during finals, I was shocked, I was pumped, I was happy, I was, you know, proud. And since Cuba does not participate in Miss Universe, I feel like when there is an event like this, Philippines is my go-to, right? This was the 12th year for the Philippines placing within the top of Miss Universe. So honestly, I feel like in a certain way, Beatrice was able to not only make history for the Philippines, but also once again put the Philippines name near the top, where it has been for most of the past 12 years. Based on her performance and everything that she delivered from the very beginning of the competition, not only from preliminaries, from the moment that she arrived in Israel, I feel like she really honored this nickname that she was given of the Silent Killer. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Bea's performance, if you agree with my comments, and if you see where I'm coming from with all of these critiques and all of these opinions. While you're at it, if you enjoy my video, please don't forget to leave a like so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, come here and give me a hug, because that's a little introduction on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.